Right then, have you ever looked at your travel bucket list and thought, Paris? Seems like a lot of walking? Well, I'm here to tell you that the only running you'll be doing is for the last croissant at the pâtisserie. Forget the whirlwind tours for youngsters who think a hostel is charming. This is Paris for us, the ones who appreciate a good sit-down, a proper glass of wine, and an elevator. We're going to explore the city of lights, love, and suspiciously good pastries at a pace that says, I'm retired and I'll take my sweet time, thank you very much. This isn't just a trip, it's an upgrade. So grab your most comfortable shoes, and I mean the ones you wear, not the ones you bought for that wedding and now live in a box of regret. We're about to dive into 15 experiences that will make you fall in love with Paris all over again, or for the very first time. I've done the legwork, I've tasted the wine, strictly for research of course, and I've found the best spots that are more ooh la la and less oh my back. This is your guide to doing Paris with style, a bit of cheek, and absolutely no need to climb anything you don't want to. And before we get carried away on a cloud of buttery pastry, just a little note. All my favourite places to stay and other handy travel bits and bobs are neatly tucked away for you. Hotel and travel recommendations can be found in the description below. Right, now that the housekeeping is done, shall we? Allons-y. Let's get this Parisian adventure started, because honestly, the grandkids can wait. First up, the big one, the Eiffel Tower. Now some people see it as a monumental challenge, a great iron beast to be conquered. I see it as the world's most glamorous lift. Forget any heroic notions of tackling the stairs. We've paid our dues. The elevator is your golden chariot, your new best friend, whisking you up to the top with minimal fuss and absolutely zero perspiration. It's the civilized way to do it, and frankly, the only way if you ask me. Now, a little tip from me to you. Timing is everything. While the daytime view is lovely, showing you all of Paris in its sprawling glory, the evening is when the magic truly happens. As the sun sets, the city lights up like a jewelry box, and the tower itself puts on a glittering show every hour. The crowds tend to thin out a bit as well, meaning less jostling and more space to gaze wistfully, perhaps with a loved one, or just enjoying your own fabulous company. It's terribly romantic. And let's be honest about heights. If you get a bit wobbly, just stand in the middle and hold on. Or better yet, find the champagne bar at the top. A little bubbly has a wonderful way of steadying the nerves, doesn't it? It's a bit of a splurge, but look where you are. You're at the top of Paris, you took a lift, and you're about to have a glass of fizz. If that's not living your best retirement life, I don't know what is. After all that vertical excitement, it's time for something a bit more horizontal. A cruise on the Seine. Honestly, is there anything more civilized than watching the world float by while you sit comfortably, perhaps with a gentle breeze in your hair? It's the perfect way to see all the big sights, the Louvre, Notre Dame, the Musee dOrsay, without taking a single step. It's like a royal procession, and you are the main event. Wave if you feel like it. Now, for that essential Parisian chic, you must bring a scarf. It doesn't matter if it's warm out. A scarf is not for warmth, it's for. It says, I am effortlessly stylish and possibly hiding a famous identity. Let it flutter in the wind as you glide under the Pont Neuf. It's very dramatic, very film star. Plus, it'll keep the chill off if you opt for my top recommendation, a sunset cruise. The light is just divine. As dusk settles, the buildings along the riverbank are bathed in a golden glow, and the bridges light up one by one. It's utterly enchanting. You'll find yourself sighing contentedly, feeling like you're inside a painting. It's the perfect time for photos, or just to hold hands and soak it all in. It's Paris at its most poetic, and all you have to do is sit back, relax, and let the river do all the work. It's the best kind of sightseeing. Right, the Louvre, home of art, history, and a very, very famous lady with an enigmatic smile. It's time to finally meet Mona Lisa. After all these years of seeing her on mugs and mousepads, it's quite a moment. Be prepared, she's a bit smaller than you might think, and she's got quite the entourage of admirers. My advice? Give her a nod, perhaps a little wink, and then move on. There's so much more to see than just one celebrity portrait. Navigating the Louvre can feel like trying to find your way out of a particularly grand IKEA. It's enormous. Don't try to see it all in one go. You'll just end up with museum fatigue, which is a terrible affliction. Pick a wing, maybe the magnificent sculptures or the lavish apartments of Napoleon III, and give it your full, unhurried attention. The key is to meander, not march, and, for goodness sake, wear your comfy shoes. This is a marathon of masterpieces, not a sprint. To avoid the worst of the crowds, which can be quite something, try to be clever with your timing. An early morning visit, just as the doors open, can give you a precious head start. Or even better, go during the late afternoon or on an evening opening. The galleries are often quieter, the light is softer, and you can gaze upon Venus de Milo without someone's backpack getting in your personal space. It's a much more intimate and frankly superior experience. Ah, Notre Dame, our grand, resilient old lady. Seeing her still standing, even with her scars, is a genuinely moving experience. While you can't go inside for now, don't you dare skip it. The real beauty is in witnessing her strength and the incredible restoration work taking place. It's a story of hope and endurance, which, let's face it, is something we can all relate to. It's a testament to the fact that even after a bit of a disaster, you can still be magnificent. The best thing to do is take a leisurely stroll around the Île de la Cité, the island where she stands. Walk along the banks of the Seine, find a bench in the little park behind the cathedral, and just take a moment. You get a real sense of her scale and history from the outside. Look up at the gargoyles, still keeping watch, and imagine the centuries of stories these stones could tell. It's a powerful, reflective experience. My favorite time to visit is in the spring or the autumn. The light is beautiful, the air is crisp, and the crowds are a little more manageable. You can wander over to the nearby flower market, which is a lovely splash of colour, or cross the bridge to the Latin Quarter for a coffee. It's not just about seeing a building, it's about feeling the heartbeat of historic Paris, a heart that is still beating strong. Now, for a trip to Montmartre and the stunning Sacré-Cœur Basilica. I must be honest, there are steps, quite a few of them. But look at it this way, it's a free workout with the most glorious reward at the end. Think of it as a pilgrimage to piety and panoramic views. And if the thought of all that climbing makes your knees ache, don't you worry. There's a charming little funicular railway that will whisk you to the top. No shame in that game. Once you're up there, catch your breath and take in the view. It's one of the best in Paris, stretching out for miles. After you've had a peaceful moment inside the beautiful basilica, it's time to explore the village of Montmartre itself. Wander over to the Place du Théâtre, the famous artist's square. It's buzzing with painters and caricaturists. Go on, be brave. Let someone sketch you. They're professionals, they'll probably find your best side. Maybe even knock a few years off. It's a fantastic souvenir. To really capture the bohemian village-like atmosphere, I suggest visiting in the morning. It's quieter, more peaceful. You can wander the cobbled lanes, peeking into little gardens and imagining Picasso or Renoir walking these very same streets. The light is soft, the tour groups haven't quite arrived in force, and you can almost hear the ghosts of artists past whispering in the breeze. It's utterly magical and worth every single step, or the funicular ticket. Now for my favourite Parisian activity, sitting down, specifically sitting at a cafe. It is an art form here, and one we are uniquely qualified to master. Find a little round table on the pavement, order a café crème or a glass of rosé, and just stop. The entire point is to do nothing splendidly. Watch the world go by, eavesdrop a little, judge people's fashion choices. It's the best show in town, and you have a front row seat. This is the perfect opportunity to indulge in a croissant, or perhaps a pain au chocolat. Let the flaky crumbs fall where they may. This is your moment. You could bring a book or a newspaper, but the real joy is in people watching. You'll see chic Parisians walking tiny dogs, lovers arguing, friends laughing. It's a slice of real life, unscripted and endlessly fascinating. You can even pretend you're a famous writer, staring thoughtfully into the middle distance, contemplating your next great novel. No one will know you're actually just wondering if you should order another pastry. The beauty of this experience is that it's perfect any time of day, any time of year. A sunny morning on the Boulevard Saint-Germain, a rainy afternoon tucked inside a cozy spot in Le Marais, a pre-dinner aperitif as the city lights begin to twinkle. It's the quintessential Parisian experience, a moment of pure, unadulterated pleasure. It's not lazy, it's cultural immersion. That's my story and I'm sticking to it. Right, time for a day trip. We're off to Versailles. Prepare to be utterly overwhelmed by the sheer unapologetic opulence. The Hall of Mirrors, the King's grand apartments, it's all gold, crystal and velvet. It makes you realize your own home could probably do with a few more chandeliers. As you walk through, just channel your inner royalty. Walk slowly, gaze upon your subjects, the other tourists, and perhaps practice a nonchalant royal wave. The palace is astonishing, but for me, the real star of the show is the gardens. They are vast, and I mean properly, biblically vast. You could get lost for days, which sounds rather romantic until you realize you've forgotten where you parked the carriage. My tip, don't try to walk it all. Hire a golf cart. Yes, a golf cart. It's hilarious. It's easy on the knees, and you can zip around the Grand Canal and over to Marie Antoinette's hamlet like a modern-day monarch. The best time to go is late spring, when the flowers are in full bloom, or early autumn for those gorgeous golden colors. Weekdays are generally less crowded than weekends. Give yourself the whole day. This isn't a place to be rushed. It's a place to swan about, to imagine grand balls and courtly intrigue, and to be thankful that you only have to manage your own back garden, not hundreds of acres of ridiculously perfect hedges. If the Louvre felt a bit like a sprawling kingdom, the Musée d'Orsay is more like a glorious, manageable country estate. It's housed in a former railway station, the Gare d'Orsay, which is just fabulous in itself. Look up at the magnificent original station clock that still hangs in the main hall. It's a beautiful reminder of the building's past life, and honestly, it's a work of art before you've even seen any of the art. This museum is the promised land for lovers of Impressionism and Post-Impressionism. Monet, Manet, Degas, Renoir, Cézanne, Van Gogh. It's like a greatest hits album of all your favorites. You can get up close to Monet's water lilies and see the brushstrokes in Van Gogh's Starry Night over the Rhône. It's a much more intimate and focused collection than the Louvre, which means you can see the highlights without feeling like you've run a half marathon. My advice is to plan a midweek visit. It tends to be significantly less crowded, allowing you to linger in front of your favorite paintings without being jostled. Head to the top floor first to see the Impressionist masterpieces and that fantastic view of Paris through the glass of the giant clock face. It's one of the best photo opportunities in the city. It's art, architecture, and a stunning view, all in one civilized, beautiful package. What's not to love? Now for a different kind of cultural experience, shopping, but not just any shopping. We're going to the Galeries Lafayette. Even if you don't buy a single thing, you have to go just to stand in the middle of the main floor and look up. The Art Nouveau architecture and the breathtaking stained glass dome are absolutely spectacular. It's like a cathedral dedicated to couture. It's so beautiful it almost makes you want to spend a fortune. Almost. This is the place to treat yourself. You've worked hard your whole life. It's time for a little reward. A beautiful scarf, a bottle of perfume that actually smells like Paris, or perhaps a little something for the grandkids to prove you were thinking of them while you were sipping champagne. My advice is to find the food hall. Oh, the food hall! It's a wonderland of gourmet treats. You can buy exquisite chocolates, cheeses and macarons. It's a much more manageable and, dare I say, delicious way to spend your euros. If you happen to be in Paris during the sales, les soldes, in January or July, you might just snag a brilliant bargain. But the real secret weapon of Galeries Lafayette is the rooftop terrace. It's free to access, and it offers one of the most stunning panoramic views of Paris, with the Opera Garnier right in front of you and the Eiffel Tower in the distance. Go up, take it all in, and feel smugly superior to all the people paying for views elsewhere. Sometimes, the grandest experiences are honestly the simplest. Case in point, a picnic in the Jardin du Luxembourg. But let me assure you, this is not your soggy sandwich in a park kind of picnic. Oh no, this is a proper Parisian affair. First, the mission: go to a fromagerie for cheese, a boulangerie for a fresh baguette, and maybe even a patisserie for a little tart. And honestly, this little shopping trip is half the fun. Pointing at things and trying to look like you know what you're doing. Once you have your provisions, find your perfect spot in the Luxembourg Gardens. There are plenty of those iconic green chairs you can pull up around the central pond to watch the little children's sailing toy boats. Or, if you prefer, find a more secluded bench under the trees for a bit of peace and quiet. Unpack your feast, pour a little wine into a discreet cup if you're feeling just a tad daring, and enjoy the best lunch you'll have in Paris. It's simple, it's delicious, and it's utterly Parisian. And honestly, don't be shy about your leftover baguette crumbs. The ducks and pigeons will be your biggest fans. They're not fussy eaters. This is such a wonderful thing to do in late spring or summer, when the sun is out and the gardens are in full, glorious bloom. It's your chance to slow down, live like a local, and just enjoy the simple pleasure of good food in a beautiful setting. It's pure, uncomplicated joy. Let's be very clear about something. Calories do not count in Paris. It's a scientific fact, or at least it's a rule I live by when I'm there. And with that in mind, it is your solemn duty to undertake a tour of French pastries. This is a serious cultural investigation, you see. You must sample as many as possible, for research purposes, of course. The éclair, with its glossy topping and creamy filling. The macaron, a delicate little jewel of sweetness. The millefeuille, a crispy, creamy architectural marvel. Every neighborhood has its own boulangeries and patisseries, each vying for the title of the best in town. Don't just stick to one. Be adventurous. Pop into a different one each day. Have a painox raisins for breakfast, a lemon tart for an afternoon pick-me-up. It's an exploration of flavor, texture, and artistry. These aren't just cakes. They are tiny edible sculptures created by masters of their craft. My advice is to embrace it fully. Don't hold back. If you see something that looks intriguing, try it. Ask the person behind the counter for their recommendation. Quelle est votre spécialité? And see what delicious surprise you end up with. This is not a time for restraint. It's a time for joy, for indulgence, and for discovering that yes, you can in fact have a pastry for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You're on holiday after all. If you want to feel the pulse of both historic and modern Paris, you must go and explore Le Marais. This district is a glorious tangle of medieval lanes, grand 17th century mansions, and some of the trendiest shops and galleries in the city. My advice? Put the map away. This is a place to get lost in. Every corner you turn reveals something new, a hidden courtyard, a quirky little shop, a beautiful old doorway. The real joy of Le Marais is in the wandering. You can stroll down the Rue des Rosiers, the heart of the old Jewish quarter, and grab the best falafel you'll ever have. Then, just a few streets away, you'll find yourself surrounded by chic fashion boutiques and contemporary art galleries. It's a fascinating mix of old and new, gritty and glamorous. It feels alive and buzzing with energy, but in a way that's exciting, not exhausting. The best time to explore is in the afternoon when the shops are all open and the streets are filled with a lively but not overwhelming crowd. Find the stunning Place des Vosges, the oldest planned square in Paris, and just sit for a while. It's an oasis of calm and elegance amidst the buzz. Le Marais is a district you experience with your feet, so wear your comfy shoes and just let the streets lead you. You'll love getting lost, I promise. Right, it's time to add a bit of sparkle and sass to your Parisian adventure, a cabaret show. And yes, I'm talking about the Mulan Rouge, or one of its fabulous cousins like the Lido or the Crazy Horse. It's a Parisian institution. It's feathers, it's sequins, it's champagne, and it's a little bit naughty in the most glamorous way possible. It's an absolute riot. Now, don't be shy. This isn't some seedy back alley affair. It's a spectacular production. The costumes are incredible, the dancing is athletic and dazzling, and the whole atmosphere is electric. It's pure, unadulterated showbiz. You can even have dinner there if you like, making a whole evening of it. It's the perfect excuse to get a little dressed up and have a night of flamboyant fun. My top tip is to book well in advance, especially for the famous shows, as they sell out quickly. And when you get home, maybe don't try and replicate the can-can in your living room. It's much harder than it looks, and we don't want any pulled hamstrings. Just sit back, sip your bubbly, and let the professionals dazzle you. It's a wonderfully decadent, slightly risque, and utterly unforgettable Parisian night out. To really feel like a local, you have to visit a proper Parisian market. Forget the supermarket. This is where the real Paris shops. My recommendation is the Marché Bastille on a Sunday morning, or the Marché d'Aligre, which runs most days and has a brilliant flea market attached. The sights, the sounds, the smells, it's a complete sensory overload in the best possible way. You'll see mountains of colourful produce, wheels of cheese bigger than your head, glistening olives and rotisserie chickens turning slowly, making the whole street smell divine. It's a feast for the eyes as much as the stomach. Even if you're not buying anything to cook, it's a fantastic place to wander, to soak up the atmosphere, and maybe buy some fruit or a slice of quiche for a snack. Don't be afraid to engage with the vendors. A simple bonjour and a smile go a long way. You can even try out your best French accent to haggle a little at the flea market section of Marché d'Aligre. They'll probably see you coming a mile off, but it's all part of the fun. Go on a weekend morning for the liveliest atmosphere. It's a noisy, chaotic, and wonderfully authentic slice of Parisian life. For our final adventure, I want to let you in on a little secret. Paris is full of hidden covered passages, or passages couverts. These are the city's original shopping malls, built in the 19th century. They are gorgeous, glass-roofed arcades that feel like stepping back in time. They're little secret shortcuts away from the noise and the traffic of the main streets. Finding them makes you feel like you've discovered a hidden treasure. My favourites are the Passage des Panoramas, the oldest one, which is full of quirky little eateries and stamp collectors, and the Galerie Vivienne, which is incredibly elegant with its beautiful mosaic floors and upscale shops. It's the perfect thing to do on a rainy day, as you can wander from passage to passage, staying completely dry while exploring these little pockets of history. Exploring these passages makes you feel like a Parisian detective uncovering the city's secrets. You half expect to see a mysterious figure in a trench coat disappear around a corner. They are quiet, atmospheric, and full of charm. They house old bookshops, toy stores, and antique dealers. It's a wonderfully peaceful way to spend an afternoon, a world away from the bustling boulevards just outside their doors. A perfect, gentle end to our Parisian tour. And there we have it. 15 ways to do Paris with flair, fun, and at a pace that suits us perfectly. From the top of the Eiffel Tower to the secrets of the hidden passages, I hope you've seen that Paris isn't just for the young and restless. It's a city that rewards those of us who know how to take our time, appreciate the finer things, and aren't afraid to take the lift. It's a city that's ready for you, whenever you're ready for it. So, what are you waiting for? The cheese and wine aren't going to drink themselves. Remember, if you're feeling inspired and ready to book your own adventure, all my personal recommendations are waiting for you. Hotel and travel recommendations can be found in the description below. I've done the research so you can do the relaxing. And please do let me know in the comments which of these experiences you're most excited about, or if you have any of your own Parisian tips for fellow travellers. We're all in this together after all. If you've enjoyed our little jaunt through Paris and want more travel tips and adventures tailored for the discerning traveller, that's us, then please do click that subscribe button. It would be lovely to have you along for the next trip. But for now, from me, Julie, it's au revoir. Thank you for watching and happy travels.